Hi, my name is John Decker. Welcome back to the barn to workshop conversion playlist or videos. It currently in this barn is, sorry, I got to dodge off camera here. It currently in this barn is saying that it's 40, but I think that thermostat is broken, thermometer, whatever, because outside it's 18 degrees. But I don't see any breath in here. It does feel cold. That said, I'm going to post a video, or maybe I already have by this point, of me making a solar heater. And by solar, I don't mean like solar voltaic. I mean using the sun to heat the barn by using some black gutters. I hope that's already up. Otherwise, this won't make any sense. But anyways, it seems to be working. And I see airflow coming out of the little things at the top. So I'm happy about that. I actually have more gutters to add to that to get about 4 more up. It does seem to be increasing the temperature on the inside of this somehow. I'm gonna try to make a video where the angle looks something like this, maybe. I will be really clear with you guys. This is my tripod. It's a block of wood with a selfie stick. I'll be totally upfront with you. I have some camera equipment somewhere, but it got packed away when we moved here, and I haven't unpacked it in 5 years, and I don't know where it is. I think I might have just found an accidental good shot. I've got a pile of junk in the middle, and so my makeshift tripod selfie stick is now piled on top of that. That's a good piece of wood, too. Okay, I got an idea. I got something here, hang on. Okay, this is a piece of oak, and it's from the side of a table, clearly. However, I think if I were able to stick it into a bracket like this, it's nice and strong, it's already got the screw holes, all that stuff already set up. All I need to do then is create a plane at the back that's long enough, and then these can, from the front, I guess, we'll think of this as the front for now. These can be mounted into this like that, and just stack them all in. And I've got 2 of these. I think somewhere else is another one. So I might be able to do all of my clamps on a rack like that. And that's not too far off the wall. And now all I have to do is make sure that this is strong and whatever it's backed into is strong, and we'll be good to go. So basically 12 inches. Fancy. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is this oak, or one of these pieces, I found the other one. This oak paired to this fir plank, which based on its coloring, I think I found this in our attic. Kind of rough hewn on that side. I think I'm in favor of this because these are all gonna get painted. They're all different types of wood, and staining it just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, we'll do this. We'll go like that, make a foot long, trim it to the length these are. I wonder now for like rigidity moving this way, I wonder if I should just put on a little like piece of 45 here at the corner to make this really strong. Before I do that, let me mount all of those clamps on here and see how much room they take up. There's a very good chance I'll end up with more clamps in the future, but this at least gives me an example. So I remember now why I bought these. I bought these when I was making a cabinet for our laundry room. I am not a cabinet maker. It was a pain in the butt. All right. Yeah, that'll be good. And then these are quite heavy actually. And then I can put that 45-degree angle piece underneath here. That'll make it really nice, really sound. I know I can just measure this, but I like the visual sometimes. It does flex a little bit. It's only for a bracket, John. Are you overthinking the bracket shape? Maybe. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's better to try and try again. I'm not going to bother marking that all the way across because this is a miter saw. It's centered. I've tuned it even though it looks jank. And at one time, remind yourself about that glove statement I made earlier. I split this open and it tore everything apart, and getting this as a replacement piece is more complicated than it should be. I'm all for like, just keep it going, maintain it, buy replacement parts rather than replace the entire thing. And so, yeah. And if you're also going, oh, he's got a battery-powered miter saw. Yeah, I do, because this didn't have power in it originally, and that was the only way to get things done. Notice the dust. Okay, that's a kind of beat-looking piece of board, but once it all gets painted, it won't matter. Clearly fur. Fur with wood with the fur. Tripping over everything all the time. Okay, here we go. A growing pile of kindling over there. So much dust. And that's the miter mess. I don't technically need all of these up here now, because this is just the things that are going to go on the wall. I'm going to be tripping over those forever. I'm going to get better at this, I promise. Okay, let's tap into this idea, though. I got to remember there's still pieces that I need to put in here, but so far, even with just those 2 screws, this is pretty good. We're going to put in more screws, though. And because this is oak, I'm going to have to actually drill into it. This will hang. I'm going to just make sure that it makes sense here. Yeah, see, that'll hang. It's nice and stable already, but it bows a little bit at the top. So I do want to get those 45 pieces in, or something with an angle on it anyways. So something I can split right down the middle. I went and grabbed the offcut from doing these racks and trimmed them down on the miter saw to make them the same, roughly. They'll need to be sanded and cleaned up and whatnot. But it'll perfectly align with the end of this bracket here and create kind of the swoopy look. That means I've got to drive a screw in here from the top down through this oak into this material, and then from the back in. So 1, 2, 3, 6 screws should do it. I need to find a strap, or a strip rather, for the top edge. I think I should be able to do that from an offcut as well. Let's see here. I've got this 45-degree piece from another offcut. I might be able to cut down, and that way it goes like right into there. Jammed out the back a little bit there. Well, I have to sand it off. If I drive down from the top, like right here, should have gone before this went on. Okay. Prototype. Doing whatever a prototype does. It's hard to remember to do video stuff while also working on something where I'm like making it up as I go. Going to have to find more screws. Promise eventually I will buy screws. It's just right now, because with the job situation, I'm worried about buying things. You're making it up with me as we go. Starting to feel pretty solid. Let's get that lip back on the front. The one on this end lined up right down the middle, so I think it's perfect, but this one came out the side just a little bit. I got a little bit of a burr there, so I don't want to catch my finger on it. I apologize for the grinder situation. I'm sure it sucks to hear. All right, look at that. It's a little prototypey. But does it work? Nice and solid. Dude, I haven't sanded this, I haven't done anything to it, but if I took a belt sander to it, yeah, actually, if I take a belt sander to it or something else, like really heavy sanding on it, I can smooth all this out, can fill all those holes in with wood filler, clean this up, router off the edges, make them nice and round. It looks nice and shiny. I'm not gonna do any of that today. Okay. That was a long video. I am going to make one more like that. Don't think I need to put it on camera because, again, these are just prototypes. So the end goal of these clips and stuff on the wall is to get everything painted. That will require me taking all of this off the wall once it's all done, once I've got a place for everything, essentially, that's gonna go here. We'll have a period of time in which I basically take it all off the wall, and it'll go from looking like this to being all cleaned up and pristine and, looking fancy. At least that's the goal. I've been thinking about color schemes, and let me know if you think this sounds good or not. I'm gonna go with a dark, like a charcoal gray on the bottom, maybe. I'm not sure on that yet. A gray on the bottom, sage green on the top. So like a light bluish green color. I'll have to find a good sage green. And then, because all of the strips will be painted whatever the main color is, so they'll blend into the background essentially, I am going to put a strip of color all the way down the middle of each of these, not the whole thing, but just the bottom edge, and make it copper, because I really like copper. And then I might do some detailing or pinstriping or something like that on it to make it look neat, because I really like that kind of steampunk vibe. I don't own a lot of stuff that's in that vibe, but I like the vibe. And so when this is all said and done, the stuff on the wall, any spaces where I can fit in other like decor pieces, if there's a strip of copper going through there, I might get a little, like a wooden template I have somewhere already, and make a gear or a cog in copper or in other, like a brass color or something like that, and mount that to the wall with the clip on the back matching the wall color. So it can be like positioned around, I don't know. It's in my head that way. It sounds neat. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. This is a good template, and there you go. It's on the wall, it's working. Well, thank you for following along on today's part of the project, and I'm gonna go get some stuff done, and I might come back and do another one later this evening if I have time, although I have a prior engagement at 7 p.m., so I might not be able to use my evening hours to do more projects. By the next time you see me, I should have the other clamps in a duplicate of that holder as well. I'm not gonna clean them up or sand them off or anything like that until it comes time to paint. I just wanna make sure that it's something that I can use and it feels right before I commit to it in the long run. So for now, though, everything seems to be working. I do need to clean up the shovel. I need to clean up everything. This is such bad repair. This is terrible. Okay. This I like. The designs for the swoops and stuff on the other side I won't be able to duplicate that because that was just, those were offcuts. And what else? I did end up not getting the thing that I came out here to do in the first place.